Welcome to the Doubles Only Tennis Podcast, where you learn the best doubles lessons to improve your game and win more matches while getting to know some of the top doubles players and coaches on the planet. I'm your host, Will Bochek. This podcast, my weekly strategy newsletter, and my website all focus on the goal of better understanding the sport of doubles and helping players like you improve faster through actionable advice that you can use in your very next match. My goal is to provide the best doubles resources in the world. And to do that, I study, analyze, and work with players at every level of the game, all the way up to the ATP and WTA tours. If you enjoy this podcast, consider becoming a Tennis Tribe member to go even deeper and take your doubles IQ to the next level. Members get access to premium podcast episodes, weekly video lessons, monthly strategy webinars, courses, ebooks, gear discounts, and a lot more. Go to thetennistribe.com/memberships to see all the benefits and sign up. Here's today's episode. You're about to hear a short conversation with Aldila Sutjiadi. Aldila has been on the podcast several times now. She is number 36 in the world currently in doubles, and she is coming off a grass court title in Bad Homburg alongside Vera Zvonareva. I caught up with Aldila before Wimbledon, several days before, as she prepared for the third major of the year. At Wimbledon, she is playing with Janice Chen, who is also from Indonesia, and they've teamed up several times this year and had some good success, and they actually won their first round match earlier today as I'm recording this. During this conversation, we talked about her preparation for Wimbledon, the title in Bad Homburg, what it was like to play with Vera Zvonareva, who she has played with a couple of times this year, making a final earlier in the year as well, and how she adjusts to playing with different partners. She's played with over 5 different partners this year, and she obviously has to make adjustments from one partner to the next. We also discussed some of her injuries. She had some cramping issues at the French Open, and then she actually had a bit of a health scare a couple of years back, and she was generous enough to open up about that story, which was kind of wild, and we're very thankful to have Aldila back healthy and playing on tour again, because she is a joy to watch. And then at the end, I asked her how she's been able to increase her Instagram following so significantly. I think last time I talked to her, she had around 40 or 50,000 followers, and now she's up near 100,000 on Instagram. So she is a great follow. You should follow her as well. And then, of course, watch her as she continues her Wimbledon run. So this is a very short conversation. Aldila is always fun to have on the show, and I hope you enjoy this one with Aldila Sutjiadi. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Today we have Aldila Sutjiadi on. Aldila, welcome back.
Hi.
Thanks for coming back on. I know it's late there in London as you prepare for Wimbledon. I wanted to start with Wimbledon prep. How do you prepare going into a Grand Slam? And also talk specifically about today. What did you do today? I think we're 3 days before the start of the women's doubles draw. What did you do today to prepare? What does that look like?
So actually today is quite easy day on the tennis court because I just arrived yesterday from Bad Homburg. So I arrived quite late night yesterday. So today we had an hour of tennis, and then I had an hour of gym, and that's all for like my tennis and fitness. And then I had like recovery, and then I tried to get a short day at the site, because sometimes like we don't realize that when we're spending too much time on site, it's actually taking up a lot of our energy too. So I'm trying to make it like just as quick as I can to be on site, and then I leave after.
Okay, so you wanted a short day on site today, and will that apply to tomorrow as well, or will you slowly kind of progress that?
No, I kind of tomorrow will be a 2 session of tennis. I have one
Okay.
hitting and one practice points, and then I'll have another gym tomorrow. So it's a longer day tomorrow.
Okay. And you said recovery too. Obviously, winning last week in Bad Homburg means you're playing a lot of tennis last week.
Mhm.
Uh, for the recovery aspect, what does that look like? Are there specific things like small injuries that you're kind of managing, or is it just kind of general massage and maintenance, or what does that look like?
Yeah, it kind of depends on the day. Sometimes when I feel like there's something going on with my body, like a specific stuff, that right
Hmm.
now I'm kind of having a bit of pain, like behind my knee, like above the calf muscles. And that's what I'm kind of like today. I feel it more during practice. So I was doing a recovery. I went to the physio for that. But sometimes if I feel more like a massage just to like relax the body and get ready for the next day.
Okay, I see. Does that have I was gonna ask about some of the injuries you've dealt with a little bit later, but the Roland Garros injury, what did that turn into? Was that something that obviously
Oh,
healed pretty quickly?
it wasn't an injury. It was a cramp towards the end of
Oh,
the
if you
end of the match, right?
at the end of the match. Yeah, I remember well, I was
Yeah, that
watching the
one.
match live and I saw you go down and I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah,
Okay, that was
I
just a
was I was
cramp.
cramping. Yeah, that one.
Oh
Because
shoot.
I didn't really feel that until that last point when I reached the drop volley, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like like I couldn't like stop it. It was just like that.
Yeah.
That's why I fell
Yeah.
down.
Oh wow. Yeah, I've only had cramps once before and I have never had them since because it was just bad enough to where I'm like I try to be so diligent with hydration. I'm sure y'all are too, but y'all play tennis at a lot more intense level than I do. So I think the cramping can be it's
Yeah,
always a
it
factor.
was very hot in Paris that day too. And then I
Hmm.
didn't realize it was very humid also. So I sweat I tend to sweat a lot. So I think
Uh
that's probably why.
yeah. So I want to talk about the title in Germany with Vera Zvonareva. What worked so well for you last week? I think it was your first title on grass. Um, So, what worked so well? And talk a little bit about playing with Vera. How does that kind of partnership work so well?
That is actually our second time playing together. The first time we
Hmm.
played was in Rabat, the week before French Open. We got to the final, but we lost in the final. And then I think from Rabat, I kind of know like how to play with her because we have good chemistry like on the court. Like even like from the first match, like okay. You kind of feel it sometimes when you play with someone new. Like you don't know like how it's gonna be on the court, like when you're playing, because practicing with them is different. But when you're like
Hmm.
on the court, like playing a match, that's when you kind of know, okay, so this is like um her characteristic on the court, what she likes, what she doesn't like. And in Rabat, I feel like we were kind of more like kind of trial and error. Like you kind of like starting to know, like like the first date, you kind of know like,
Yeah.
oh, what she likes, okay, what she doesn't like. And then like in in Bad Homburg, me and my coach, like we kind of like know how Vera is, and we were able to work together as a team. And I think that's why like we did better in Bad Homburg. Like we played good from like the first match, and it just getting better every match as like we played more together. And I feel that very important, like because in doubles, like although you have two good players, you still have to be a team. Like
Hmm.
it doesn't mean like two good players will win the match or will win the tournament, but as long as you can work as a team and work strategies as a team, that helps a lot. And I think that's what like we did very well in Bad Homburg. Like we know what strategy we need to play. And then I'm very grateful to play with Vera because she's a very experienced player. I learned a lot of things from her. Like she knows what to do, like she tells me, and then and she also allows herself for my opinion. Like it's always two ways conversation. It's not just like she's telling me this. No, it's always like she's asking also, what do you think? Or like, okay, maybe we should do this, we should do that. Like, I think that's communication also key for that.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I like that a lot. I wanna ask about that, but before you mentioned when you're playing with a new partner, with Vera, for example, you said that the energy was good and you felt like
Mhm.
y'all were a good team kind of from the get-go, it sounds like. Is that, let's say like in the past, you don't have to name names, but if you've played with somebody who didn't have that same energy or something was off tactically, do you feel like it's usually a chemistry thing in terms of like on-court demeanor and personality and kind of those intangibles, or is it something like, oh, tactically, like, or strategically, we just aren't a fit?
I think it's more like the on-court kind of like feeling that you have. And
Hmm.
like for me, I'm quite like an energetic player. So like I can help someone like to like bring their energy up, especially like but with Vera it was quite natural. It was easy for us to like the chemistry on the court, and then like because she's a very stable player. Like she doesn't go emotionally high, emotionally low. Like she's always there. Like we would go like a little bit low, but then like it's just always there. So that's like for me, that's like very easy to play with because like I'm kind of more like a neutral positive. Like I would go like above neutral. So that's why
Hmm.
like even though like sometimes like okay I don't do well, but Vera were able to like kind of help bring me up. And then when Vera doesn't do well, then I'll help her to bring her up. So that's kind of like give and take kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can you share an example of a match either from last week or from Rabat where maybe y'all worked through something together? You said she'll not only just tell you what to do, but also
Mhm.
will say, "What do you think here?" or just ask you questions to get your opinion. Do you have a specific match or points
Um,
maybe where that happened?
I think we kind of do it like almost every match there in Bad Homburg.
Hmm.
Like we were I practiced with Farah two times before like the first match, but we was just like practice points. Like we're playing points with other team. And then after the first match, we have one day off. That's when like me and Vera were able to work more things towards um our game style. So we work just me and Vera like hitting with each other, and then with my coach also. So we do like a double drills, three of us. And I feel like with Vera like um she will like we will ask like what she wants to do, and then like after that I will tell her like what I want to do, so then we kind of like combine our practices together. And it's just like from I think like from the first match we were able to play our game, like the game that we want to play, like which is like we want to play like aggressive and like which is on grass. That helps a lot. And then we were able to execute it better every day. So that's why like I think we were playing better and better until the finals.
Hmm. What else changes on grass? You said playing aggressive helps on
Hmm.
grass.
Yeah.
How else do you make adjustments during the grass court season?
I think it's very important to just like stay low, and it actually you have less time to think on grass. And it's more like so we do a lot of like repetition on like server's partner because that quite important on grass. Like it is very hard to return on grass because the ball is just faster. So if we can like benefiting from like the service partner, like finishing the point from there, um that's a very good tactics. And also we work on like for me, I was working more on like the positioning of my server's partner and the receiver's partner. So like with some players, I would like switch a different position, like on mostly on the receiver's partner. Because like say like my partner is not feeling great with the return, then I would move a little back. But once he's returning well, then I will move forward. So that's kind of like the positioning that I've been working on. And of course, like the first volleys. We've been working a lot on first volleys, like because on grass you would like to come to the net as quick as possible and then be aggressive at the net and try to like dominate from the net.
You mentioned you'll adjust your position as the
Mhm.
returner's partner based on how your partner is returning.
Mhm.
You've played with like five, six, seven different partners this year. I started to count, but stopped counting after like five. Um, how do you adjust from one partner to the next? And talk also a little bit about Janice, who you've played with a lot.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, like for me, it's not hard to play with different partner because I'm more like a hybrid players. Like can play from the back, I can play from the net. Like I'm comfortable both. So like I can adjust with who I'm playing with. Like say when I'm playing with Ingrid Neil, like we both are trying to be at the net because we control the points better when we both at the net. And then like say when I play with like Janice or Vera, who's like consistent from the back, then like we would have a different strategy on that. I would be like sometimes even like they can be on like say like I was returning and then we both can be on the baseline and then maybe I'll try to come at the net after my return and then one will stay back or we both
Hmm.
come at the net. So it's just that it's not very like significant change between each partner, but because like I'm quite easy with changing partner. So for me it's not very hard to adjust.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you're like, yeah, because you have like the baseline and the net game, you can play with different playing
Yeah.
styles versus some players
Exactly.
who have like one playing style kind of need a particular type of player to complement them.
Hmm.
Um, Talk a little bit about some of your injuries that you've had over the last year or two. I know you had like was it a hearing problem that you
Yeah.
were kind of going through? How's that going? And then also talk about for people who may not know what happened.
Uh, yeah. So in 2000, October 2024, I was having a wrist injury. So I partially tear my TFCC. So I had to like withdrew from uh, some tournaments in the Asian Swings at the end of the seasons. So I didn't play, I think, the last two tournaments because I had to rest and then I had to do rehab. So then I was doing my rehab. I was trying to come back again, like around like November, December. I just started to play again after like 5 weeks off. And then I was doing fitness. I still remember it was December 5th, 2024. I was doing fitness and then suddenly like I couldn't really hear properly on my right um ear. But that time I didn't realize what it was. I was still like doing fitness for like 2 hours and then but it became worse like every hour. And then I when I went back home, um I like my right ear was completely blocked. I couldn't hear anything from my right. And then on the way home, I called my mom like, "Hey, like I think there's something wrong with my ear. Like I couldn't really hear anything." So then we booked an appointment. Luckily, it was easy to go to like the doctor back home. So then we got an appointment at like 6:30 p.m. And I got home like around 4:30, so I still have time. So I was just like relaxing at home waiting for the appointment. And then suddenly I was like I went to the bathroom and then I had this vertigo. I never had vertigo before. I was like, "Oh, this is weird." And then I started vomiting like every 3 to 5 minutes because
Yeah.
I suddenly I lost my balance because of the hearing. So I was like, yeah, I was back and forth going to the bathroom until like I just like I couldn't stand anymore. So I just like literally like stay in the bathroom because I know I'm gonna throw up if I walk again. So
Oh.
then like I had to like put like a plastic bag. Like I have to bring a plastic bag with me and carry it because like I know like I'm gonna vomit like within 5 to 10 minutes. And then finally like I was able to like relax a little bit. And then we went to the doctor. And then when I went to the doctor, they checked like my ear, and he said like there's nothing wrong like with your ear. It was like completely fine. And then he was like, I think you have a sudden hearing loss. And then like we didn't know what that was. And then I did the audiometry or like audiogram, like the one that you have to wear like a headphones and then you um it's like audio tests. So like you hear
Hmm.
like different sounds, and from that test, like the result, like I think I lost my right hearing like about 90%. And then the doctor told me like, yeah, you have sudden hearing loss, and then we need to give you steroids because that's like um the the first treatment for this. Like everyone used the same treatments, and then but since I couldn't take it in my mouth because I was vomiting, so I had to be hospitalized, and they put the steroid from the IV. So I was
Hmm.
hospitalized for like about, I think maybe 10 to 12 days.
Wow.
And yeah, but for between those 2 weeks, because they call it a golden period, which like you have to be treated in that period. Otherwise, like you will miss the healing period. So
Mm.
I was doing all the right thing, like the treatment, but the doctor did say that like, like we had these cases that like 30% of them got like completely healed, 100%. 30% is like better, but not 100%. And 30% is just like stay the same. So mine is like I got better, but not like 100%. It went up to like maybe like 30, 40%. So maybe now I lost like about 60% of my right hearing.
Wow.
Yeah, so I only can hear from my left for now.
Wow. But your balance is okay now.
Yeah, the balance came back maybe around 3 months.
And
It was
did they diagnose it? Like, is there a name for this? Is it
no. It's
no?
just they couldn't find the reason behind it, like
Yeah.
why it happened, like what's going on. Because I did an MRI, I did a CT scan, I did like ultrasound, I did
Yeah.
everything, and they couldn't find it because like the nerve is very small that like they cannot see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's
But
only like
it's been stable since then for like a year or more.
yeah, the balance been
Okay.
stable. Like the balance
Good.
been like after like 3, 4 months,
Yeah.
I got my balance back. But it's just like sometimes like there is like some days I kind of like still have like a bit of unbalance, but it's not like not very bad.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm glad it healed at least part of the way. I mean, that's
Mhm.
sounds really really scary, and glad you're able to play again. Well, thank you for sharing that. I know you have to run because it's late there. So last question for you. I think last time I had you on, we chatted in person in Toronto, I believe.
Oh
And I
yeah,
think
I remember that.
at the time, I think you had maybe 40 or 50,000 Instagram followers, and now you're at like 90, almost to 100. What is that something you've made a conscious effort to grow, or is that like, do you have an agent that's working with you on it? Because one of the thing, and the reason I ask this is one of the things that we can do and that y'all can do as players to make doubles more popular is to
Mhm.
get more social media followers and be more active on social media. So what have you done to do that?
I think last year I had like an agent that helped me to post like some of my highlight matches.
Mm.
And then like that helps me to like post my social media, like some photos or videos. And I think that kind of helps. But I feel like the one that helps most is actually when you win a tournament or like when I play like that SEA Games, Asian Games, that kind of like helps me to grow more my social media followers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, is I imagine a lot of the growth is from Indonesia, right? Like Indonesian tennis fans who want to follow your career and watch you.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, we have like around 300 million people back
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, it's
So,
a big country.
and yeah, it is a very big country and they're very active on social media. So that's why like I'm trying to be like active on Instagram to like promote tennis back home and also like to let people know, oh, like this is actually how like a professional tennis athlete's lives are.
Yeah, that's great. I think that's awesome that you're doing that. All right,
Mhm.
Aldila, I will let you go. Thanks a ton for hopping on and best of luck at Wimbledon.
Thank you, Will. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Doubles Only Tennis Podcast. If you're interested in diving deeper into the world of doubles strategy, I've created Tennis Tribe memberships that allow me to bring you more podcast episodes, video lessons, webinars, and other doubles content on a weekly basis without relying on paid ads. The lessons inside the membership will help you better game plan with your partner, optimize your practices, and become the smartest player on the court. Go to thetennistribe.com/memberships to learn more and sign up. You can also join my free newsletter on our homepage where I share a new doubles lesson every week. If you want to connect, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or contact me through our website. Thanks again for listening.